radio thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey. Man, got a radio show. Steve Harvey got a radio show because God in the blessing business. Yeah, that's all. I'm just a recipient. Steve Harvey got a radio show because God is in the show you favor business. He showed me some favor. Steve Harvey got a radio show because God is in the forgiving business. God done forgave me thousands and thousands of times. You know, and I say that as a big number like that because it's probably true. God is a forgiving God. That's how I exist today. And that's how you exist today. And one of the things I want to remind you about even in existing today, you know, Joel Osteen has a book out called It's Your Time. I love this one. It's called It's Your Time. And that's kind of what I want to touch on today. And I want to remind you all that it's still your time. See, you know, they've got unsuccessful people have created a lot of sayings to justify our failures as people. Well, my ship has passed. That was created by a person who did not quite make their goal in the amount of time that they had set for. So to justify it, here comes this great, seemingly very clever saying, and a lot of us adopt, well, my ship has passed. So we adopt that. Here's another one. Well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. That sounds good, don't it? Because they mix it up with a little bit of faith base in it. I guess it wasn't. Well, here's another one. I guess if God wanted it for me, I'd have it. Are you serious, man? Are you serious? You're actually gonna use that one to justify where you are in life, man? That's so not the case. I want to remind everybody today that it's still your time. That, you know, your ship hasn't sailed. You didn't miss all of your opportunities. There's others. It's still your time. You know, you still got a chance. You still have a shot. Here's a good one. You still have hope. You do. All of you. As long as God is who He is, there's always hope for you. You can never lose sight of that. You can never let the devil win that battle, that there is no hope for you, and cause you to do something that's unthinkable. I'm just gonna cash in the chips. I'm gonna take my life. I'm gonna commit suicide. No, wait a second. Wait a second. Are you for real? That's not God talking to you. There's something wrong, and it's not coming from Him. It's still your time. You still got a chance. There's always hope. But listen to me. You got to move, and you got to move on it. So many people are not getting the full benefit of their life. So many people are not getting all the blessings that God has for them because you keep waiting on the perfect time. And how many times have I heard people come to me and say, hey man, I'm just waiting on everything to line up right, man. I'm waiting on the perfect time to get, man, hey, can I tell you something? If I were waiting on the perfect time, I wouldn't be hardly any of the things that I've become. And one of my greatest blessings was marrying Marjorie. I wouldn't even have married Marjorie if I was waiting on the perfect time, because I had gone through what I thought was enough misery to cover my entire lifetime. And so when I was first divorced, I just said, man, it's going to be 5-6 years before I do this again. I said it. 2 years later, I was married. But guess what, man? It wasn't the perfect time. I didn't have all my ducks lined up in a row. It was still some things I needed to clean up. I even told her it's some things I want to clean up out of my life before. You know, I want to make sure I got all the stars aligned up. You know, I want to wait until all the ducks are in a row. I was waiting on the perfect time. If I had not stopped, and Marjorie and I had set out and said to each other, there'll be no perfect time. And then she said, I'll go through with you, whatever you're going through. That was it. I took a chance. The ducks were not lined up in a row. I had a lot of baggage in my life, man. I wanted to try to clear. I wanted to do some things financially different. I wanted to just get rid of some residue I had in my life. She said, no, we'll do it together because there ain't no perfect time. And guess what? It wasn't. So if you're out there waiting on the perfect time to do something, it may not come. There is no such thing as waiting on the perfect time. I've said this 100 times, and here comes 101. The road to success is always under construction. You ain't finna go out there and there ain't no barrels on the road. You're not going out there and not running to detour signs. You're not going out there without seeing the men working sign to get off. You're not going out there to see it. So guess what? Stop waiting on the stars. Man, this is the perfect time to do it now. If you're waiting on the perfect time, that could be one of your biggest problems. You're still waiting. You have got to move, and you've got to move on it, and you've got to make a decision to go now. God will get you through everything necessary for you to get through, but you can't quit though. See, here's a part. You can't quit. Just because the road you're on is under construction, you can't get off at the exit because you're tired of all the bumper-to-bumper traffic. It's that way. Get you some God, like I said, get you some God, and go on and go see what your life can be like. So stop waiting on the perfect time. Stop waiting on the stars to align themselves. You got to move, and you got to move on it. Get you some God, apply some faith, and get started. And remember, when you get out there coming towards your goal, the road to success is always under construction. If it was easy, everybody would be it. Stop expecting it to be easy. Come on out here. Get up in this thing. It's funky out here. Yeah, I got all that. It's hard out here. Yeah, I got all that. But what you want to do, man? Huh? What you want to do? You want to push your chips up to the window? It ain't time for that. You still got time. You still got a chance. There's always hope. There's always God. That's my conversation today.
It is time now for today's Strawberry Letter, and if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. And you never know, it could be yours.
It could be yours. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, I should have moved before I got married. Dear Steve and Shirley, my neighbor has become a problem and my wife is starting to notice. Back in the day, I rented the house I live in from my next door neighbor's husband. Before he died, he sold me the house. I'm not proud of this, but after his death, I was at his house a lot, having sex with his widow. It started with home-cooked meals, and I felt obligated to help her do things around the house. She was a very beautiful woman, and she looked so lonely back then. I eventually told her that we couldn't have sex anymore because I'd met someone special. Months after that, she met the lady that's my wife now. The neighbor lady said she was happy for me, but she asked me to have sex with her one last time before I fell in love and forgot about her. I refused the sex, and I told her that I could never forget her. In the back of my mind, I knew that it was time to sell my house and move far away from the neighbor. But I stayed in the house. I got married, and I moved my new wife in with me. Now, a year later, my neighbor has been calling me all hours of the day and night to do things for her. Monday night, she called and asked if I could come kill a lizard in her garage. I did it. My wife was side-eyeing me. Then yesterday, the neighbor called and said She had a sore throat and asked if I could run out and get her 2 lemons and some chicken noodle soup. I told my wife, and she said if I went to the store for the neighbor, then she was going to leave me for good because I don't even go to the store for her. I was so nervous that my hands started shaking. My neighbor is a ticking time bomb, and I'm scared of what she might do. Is it time to sell this house, or should I be honest with my wife about my past? Okay, yes, yes, it's way past time for you to sell that house. But listen, what happened a long time ago between you and your neighbor before you even met your wife, or you knew your wife. So technically, you did not cheat on your wife. I know Steve is not going to agree with me on this, but in this case, I really think you can tell your wife the truth about your past relationship with the neighbor, and your wife won't be too mad about it. She'll you know, she won't be too mad. You can tell her. I'm telling you, you can tell her. Because it happened before you met her. I do agree with you. Be quiet, Steve. I knew you weren't going to agree with that. I do agree with you, letter writer, that you should have said, you should have sold this house back in the day and moved away. Because the neighbor lady, as you call her, has become quite attached. She's become very entitled, thinking she can call you all times of the day and night. And now she's even in an imaginary competition with your wife. That's all in her head. Not to mention that she's beyond rude, she's disrespectful, and all of this. So your choices are A, continue to stay there and risk your wife leaving you like she said she would because your neighbor is crazy, and it will only escalate if she doesn't get what she wants, and of course that's you. Or B, your choice is get a realtor, put your house on the market ASAP, and move. Okay, I'm sure your wife suspects something went down between the two of you anyway. That's why your neighbor acts so crazy. But it's best to get on while you can. Move out from this toxic situation before she ruins your marriage. Steve?
Ooh. Sure, what you say? I'll tell her she ain't gonna be too mad.
She's not gonna be too mad. She'll be mad.
I don't know what too mad is to you.
You just don't like mad, period.
Here's the subject of this letter. I should have moved out before I got married. That's the whole doggone problem, homie. You should have moved, should have been moved. You got to get out of there. You ought to leave now. You ought to leave the country. It's so much you should have did and should do, but it's too late because you stupid. My neighbor done became a problem. My wife is starting to notice. Wives don't miss nothing. Back in the day, I rented the house I live in from my next door neighbor's husband. Before he died, he sold me the house. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not proud of this, but after his death, I was at his house a lot, having sex with his widow. All right. Yeah. It started with home-cooked meals, and then I felt obligated to help her do stuff around the house. You know, she was a very beautiful woman, and she looked so lonely back then. I thought I'd go over here and fix that. That's what he should have said. I eventually told her that we couldn't see. This is where the letter took a jump for me. And I felt obligated to help her do things around the house. She's a very beautiful woman, and she looked so lonely back then. I eventually told her that we couldn't have sex anymore. And what you said, dog? You told her we can't have sex no more because I done met somebody special. And then a month later, she met the lady that's my wife now. The neighbor lady said she was happy for me, but she asked me to have sex with her one last time before I fell in love and forgot about her. Listen to this, fella. I refused the sex. Boy.
Hang on, Steve.
You forgetting who you wrote this letter to. You hear what I said? This beautiful woman that here. I refuse the sex.
Hang on.
Just come over here one more time.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject. It is, I should have moved before I got married.
Yeah, see, y'all, let me tell you something. I read these letters differently. This is coming from a guy. I respect Shirley's opinion on this. She has every right to think that this guy should just be open and tell the truth. But here's the problem. He's saying I should have moved before I got married. Yeah, but you didn't. My neighbor has become a problem, and my wife is starting to notice. Here we are again. How many times have I used what the legendary Bishop Barner has said? Be careful of people who are victims in circumstances that they created themselves. Now, my neighbor has become a problem, and my wife's starting to notice. So now he got to write a letter. Back in the day, you rented a house that you live in from a friend of yours that lived next door, your neighbor's husband. And before he died, he sold me the house. I ain't proud of this, but after he died, I was at the house a lot having sex with his widow. My man. Okay, cool. Ain't really no sin or crime committed here, you know. So you waited till he died. All right. Well, I know you ain't proud of it, but you didn't stop going over there either. So now it started with being at the house a lot, having sex with his widow. It started with home-cooked meals, and I felt obligated to help her do things around the house. She was a very beautiful woman, and she looked so lonely back then. So I just felt like, I would slide on through there and stop some of this loneliness, right? I eventually told her that we couldn't have sex anymore. Okay, I sure wish I'd heard that. Because I done met somebody special, and months after that, she met the lady that's now the wife. The neighbor lady told her she was happy for him and everything, but she asked me to have sex with her one last time before I fell in love and forgot about it. I refused the sex, and I told her I could never forget her. Okay, so hold on, man. Let me understand this statement. You can never ever forget her, because obviously it was so good or special that you kept going over there. And she asked you for this, and you do favors for her, but she asked you for one more favor, come over here one more time, have sex with me. You refused the sex and then said I could never forget you. In the back of my mind, I knew it was time for me to sell my house and move far away from the neighbor. That was in the back of your mind. But what was going on up at the front? Because see, you don't want to tell us that. Let's just give her what's happening in the front of your mind. She's still fine. She's still a beautiful woman. And she wanted to have sex one last time. But she didn't. But I stayed in the house. I got married. I moved my new wife in with a year later. Now, a year later, my neighbor has been calling me all hours of the day. She's been calling you the whole time you've been married. Calling you all hours of the day and night to do things for her. Monday night, she called and asked if I could come and kill a lizard in her garage. I did. Now, hold up. Wait a minute, hold up, bro. See, you got to realize who you talking to. Come over to my house and kill a lizard in the garage. And I did it. Come over here and have sex with me one more time. I refused it. Boy, you show me a man that would rather kill a lizard than have sex. Just tell me that. You see, man, when you write these letters to me, man, you're writing to another man. Now, she can call you to do anything. You hop, skip over there, but she call you and ask you for some sex one more time. You refuse it. Man, stop. It don't even make no sense to no dude listening to this letter. And when it don't make sense to us, you really think that's going to get past a woman who are way smarter than us? Boy, I can't tell you how much trouble you in. And I did it. My wife was side-eyeing me. Like, you know what, over there, she already know. Then yesterday, the neighbor called and said she had a sore throat, and if I could run to get her 2 lemons and some chicken noodle soup. I told my wife, and she said, if you go to that store, she was going to leave me for good because you don't even go to the store for her. I was so nervous that my hands started shaking. You know why? Because you've never refused this woman before. You've done everything. So why would she expect you not to go get the chicken noodle soup and the lemons? And why would she not expect you to kill the lizard? And that ain't the other. This is the two things you done told about. So when she asked you for that sex one more time, you didn't go over there and do that? Man, come on. Who you talking to? So I was so nervous my hands started shaking. My neighbor is a ticking bomb and I'm scared of what she might do. Is it time to sell the house or should I be honest with my wife about my past? Man, let me tell you something. Of all the stuff you done typed in this letter, you saved the best, stupidest line for last. Or should I be honest with my wife about the past? Listen to me, son. Your wife is already side-eyeing you. She trying to figure out and done figured out why you always running over there. And you knew this woman before. Shirley said, I know Steve is going to disagree, but you should just be honest with him and tell about the past. Let me ask you a question. What good will that do? That's when truth ain't going to help you at all. Why would you go over there and tell her we used to screw?
I think he's gonna.
Why would you go over there and say that?
Post your comments on
Do you
today's
know that hell finna come to your house?
at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook.
She finna backtrack all them visits and phone calls and everything, and then I knew it.
iHeartRadio app. We never sounded so good. Download.
Need to put
Coming
you
up
need.
next, Junior
You ain't
and
got time to
Sports
sell
Talk.
it. You got to get out of that
Right
house
after
tomorrow.
this. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
If you're a homeowner, you know it took years of saving, planning, and hard work to get in the door. Didn't make that. You see what I got on? It's today.com today to find out more. Rocket Mortgage LLC, licensed in 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
It is time now for Junior and Sports Talk. What you got, Junior?
What I got, Shirley, you see what I got on? It's today. It's today. It's today. The NFL season starts today. We got the Cowboys and the Eagles tonight. I know it ain't gonna be a Super Bowl. All you Cowboy fans, calm down. You're not going to the Super Bowl again this year. It's been 30 years. It's about to be 31. Just gonna put that up there now, starting today. We're gonna find out right tonight how y'all feel to do. All right, so let's just talk about this. Let's see how we feel about some of these players. Travis Hunter, how y'all feel about Travis Hunter, his season? How y'all see this going? Playing both ways for the Jaguars. Is this gonna be Rookie of the Year?
I haven't seen a single game. I don't know. I know he's a great player.
Both ways is going to be challenging, though. It
It's
is.
the NFL, man. This ain't college.
And your
What you
rookie
mean
year,
both ways?
He's
He's
a
playing
talented
defense
guy.
and offense.
Yeah, playing defense and offense. Here go another one. Shador Sanders, with the Browns. You know, he's back up.
Well, he's third, so several things is going to have to happen for him to play. Joe Flacco's going to start. Gabriel is number 2, and then Shador. So, but Shador is going to prove to be a worthy. Now, let me tell you what. The last game Shador played where it didn't go well, he got sacked 3 or 4 times and was under pressure and was making decisions. 4 of the linemen that he was playing behind, none of them were first stringers.
No.
All of those linemen are no longer in the NFL. All of them got released.
Oh.
Yeah, cut all
So Shador will be fine when the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
But here's what I predict. The Browns are so stupid.
Wow. What?
We will trade Shador to somebody who has watched Shador and went, wow, this kid is a player. The Browns will trade him because we're that kind of stupid.